All right, guys, I am really excited about installing this AOOCCI C6 motorcycle CarPlay system, and I'm gonna get to doing that right now. I'm gonna be installing it on my 890 Adventure. And this system seems to be so well thought out, and it looks so easy to install. I'm going to use only the tools that are provided in the kit. Even though I've got a whole garage full of tools, I think it's gonna be super simple to set up and easy to install with just the tools provided in the kit. And these are the 4 tools that are provided in the kit with the box, okay? We have here a little L-shaped Torx. I think it's probably, looks like about a T25, a little mini screwdriver, a small little hex wrench, and an Allen key. Looks like about number 1.5, maybe a 3. And that's it. That is the only tools that you need to install this system. All right, so you can see I've got pretty much everything laid out here, all right? This bag here is all of the attachment or mounting hardware. That doesn't go there. All of the mounting stuff for the front and rear cameras. And these 2 bags are the cameras. Here we have our tire pressure monitoring sending units. We have the cables for the cameras. We have the cable for the power supply. And we have the remote control to turn on and off the camera, to start recording, to answer phone calls. So the purpose of this is you can mount, you don't have to use this, but you can mount this so that if your gloves are not activating the touch screen because you don't have the right kind of gloves, you can just mount this to the handlebar and use this as well. And then this is a bag for all the adapters to mount to your handlebars. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the handlebar mount for the screen itself on the bike, using the nuts, bolts, and washers provided. And snug it down with the little L-handled Torx wrench provided in the kit. Definitely would be easier to do this with a set of tools, but I just want to show you how easy this installation really is. It's really a well thought out piece of equipment here. The next thing I'll do is attach this mount to the back of the screen. And this will probably take a little bit of messing around with to see exactly, you know, where I want it, where it's out of the way from the gas tank, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But for right now, this is good. We can start getting the cameras, figure out where I'm going to put the cameras at. All right, so I mounted the front camera right here on the front fender, and then we've got the rear camera attached to the back of the bike there. And the next step now is really just putting all the wiring where we want it to go, wiring the harness up to the battery and plugging everything in, and then we'll be ready to fire up the system. Guys, I gotta be honest, I am super impressed with this kit. Everything is really well made. This little waterproof power box, it's completely sealed. It's not junky, it's super sturdy. It's a great piece of equipment. All of the connections have this threaded barrel. So once you plug this into, for instance, your power port here, you'll plug it in and then it screws together. So it's a good positive connection and it's super waterproof. Okay guys, I've got everything wired in, I've tested it, it all works. But what I want to do now is just kind of go over the simplicity of this design, all right? All of the wires come off the back of the unit here. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, this one says power. This one says rear camera, front camera, and controller, all right? So the front camera, I'm lucky enough that I've got plenty of space Let's see, this is the front. So you just push the barrel in, then screw it on, and it's a very good secure connection, all right? Now here is the cable for the rear. Obviously I've got to go all the way to the rear of the bike, to the rear of the bike. That won't work. However, they do provide you with 2 of these additional cables, okay? I only need 1 because the front camera is good. So, same thing, push it on, thread it together, thread the back camera cable in. I gotta tell you guys, I am so impressed with this, this setup. It really is a great piece of equipment so far. Now we've got the controller. And the controller, you can see on the back here, it's got this little part. So this will, you'll mount this to your handlebar so you can use it while you're riding as well. You don't have to use the controller, you can use the touch screen. And they're color coded too, so you really can't mess it up. But keep an eye on the screen here as I hook in the power supply. One of the coolest features, I think, of this system. So it's gonna power up now, and you can see it's got my Upshifting Adventures logo that fires up on the startup screen. If you do have a company or a logo you want, they will put that on there for you. There's so much you can do with this. I haven't played with it yet, but you have all of these different front tires though. So you have your key volume, you have audio, language, Wi-Fi enabled, or you can enable Wi-Fi on it and connect your phone to it. And then you can also reorder all of these in the way you'd like them. You have your Bluetooth, volume, and brightness, okay? All right, now unfortunately, with the way the system is set up, if you don't connect your power to the accessory, there is no on-off button on the unit itself. So if you have your power supply ran straight to the battery, then you are not going to be able to turn off the unit except if you disconnect it, right? So you do have to go to the wherever your accessory is on your bike, okay? Unless, however, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the power on this. If you have a USB port, like I do on the 890 Adventure, they also supply you with a USB cable, so that you can thread this into your power supply from the unit itself. When you turn on the ignition key, your unit will come on as well. Awesome, right? And then when you turn the key off, the unit powers off. So I'm gonna disconnect the power supply that I have going to the battery because I don't need it. I just wanted to hook it up to show you guys how everything works. All right, well, now that I've got everything installed, obviously I've got a mess of wires here that I gotta clean up. So I'm gonna get to doing that, getting everything stowed away properly, and then I'll get back with you as soon as I've got the bike put back together. All right, I've got everything wired in. I've got the panels put back on the bike. Let's check it out, see how it looks. So again, the installation process is so simple on this bike, and the way the designers created it, they made it so easy for anybody to install. Okay, the cables, there's quite a bit of cables, but I think, I kept them nice and clean. They're not everywhere. Got the front camera here. So at any rate, the unit fires up really nicely. And I'm just really happy with the product in general. So far, it's a very, very good quality piece of equipment. What I'm gonna do now is go get geared up, take this thing out on a spin, see how everything interacts as I'm riding around. I gotta hook up my headset with it, hook up my phone, start making phone calls, check the camera, stuff like that. Stay tuned.
Yeah.